Hello, internship class. It's Steve. I hope you're having a great weekend and that you and your families are staying healthy and safe. We're entering week 6 already in the session. So, this is the week when it's time for us to begin thinking about the final project. So, your final project is basically a culminating experience of your internship. So, we're kind of bringing everything together that we have focused on up to this point in the course. So why does this course require a final project? Well, based on the discussions, the information and content you provided in the discussions, the information I've received from your host site supervisor about your work and such, you have a lot to be excited about in terms of what you're doing at your internships, how you're learning, how you're developing new skill sets, and so forth. So it really is truly an opportunity for you to brag about yourself, as silly as that might sound. The second item we have here is it's important for me as your instructor in this course to know that you have changed or been transformed by this experience. So being able to communicate or articulate how you have grown and developed, the learning that's taken place for you throughout your internship is very important, especially when you think about using this experience to market to potential employers or to a graduate program. And then the final one you see there is the impact and contributions. We really want you to be able to, again, communicate or convey that the different or diverse ways that you've been impacted and contributed to your internship, but how this experience has really contributed to, I would say, not just professional goals there, but also your personal goals. How does it relate to your personal and professional goals? You have two options for your final project. The one is a reflection paper. The second is a narrated PowerPoint presentation, just sort of like what I'm doing right now. I am a little biased with this. I love when students do the presentation over the paper. Of course, I will accept either and review them objectively, but I just feel the presentation lends itself for more innovation and creativity. So you can think about which one you might want to consider and move forward from there. And finally, what can you be doing now to plan for your final project? So first and foremost is to review the guidelines and rubrics. So as you've had with most of your learning events or assignments for this course up to this point, there's been a rubric that provides you expectations, guidelines, requirements for a particular assignment. So go ahead and review the rubric, and if you have any questions about that, let me know. Begin conceptualizing and making sure that you're addressing all of the items or all of the themes and topics, the questions that are listed in the guidelines for the final project. I will say in the past, when I have taught this course, there have been a couple students that have missed or brushed over a topic and didn't really address it. So make sure you're addressing all of the topics in the in the guidelines and rubric. And then finally, you can draft an outline. You're welcome to do that where you're kind of adding some structure and kind of building off that structure to then uh, develop a well-developed final project and such. I will say too that I am open to, if you would like me to review a rough draft of your final project, you're welcome to send that to me at the email that you see here, my email address. I would need to get it, of course, well in advance of the deadline for the final project. Your final project is due the end of week number 7. So we're just entering week number 6 tomorrow. So that means I think we're looking at June 21st, June 21st. So that is the due date for the final project. So you would want to get me your rough draft well in advance of that so that I can review it and give you any helpful and constructive feedback. So let me know if you have any questions. In this week's module for week number 6, you don't really have any grading events for this week, but there is an open discussion forum where you can post questions. And if it's a question that you think everyone might have, you probably want to put it in the general discussion forum for this week, or otherwise, if it's something a little bit more personal in nature, you are welcome to email me. All right, I hope you have the rest of your weekend is great and that your week gets off to a good start. Take care.